Hi, everyone. It's Steven Schleicher. And if you follow me on the Instagram, Major Spoilers, you know that I shared this past week the variant cover for Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. It's a new book that is coming out on October 26th from Wizards of the Coast. Here's just a real quick description of how Wizards of the Coast describes this. Meet Fizban, the fabulous doddering archmage, unlikely hero of the War of the Lance, divine avatar of the dragon god, and your guide to the mysterious and the mysteries of dragonkind in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Ooh, dragon slayers and dragon scholars alike will appreciate the new dragon-themed options for players eager to harness the power of dragon magic and create unique and memorable draconic characters, while dungeon masters will discover a rich trove of new tools and information for designing dragon-themed encounters. I may have even shared one of the maps to where you might be able to find one of the dragons in this setting. Like I said, Fizban's Treasury of Dragons arrives October 26th, 2021. And if you're listening after that, well, hello, future people, and welcome. Certainly glad to have you here. You know who else we are glad to have here this week? It's our patrons over at patreon.com/major spoilers. I'm going to try to do this every week as long as we continue to have more patrons signing up. This week, John Eddings, Evan Cannon, Greg Brenna, Brad Barber all became brand new patrons since the last time we sat down to talk with one another. And Red Strings upped their pledge since the last time. Now, I've talked about Patreon before, but just as a reminder, we do like 5 to 7 shows each week at Major Spoilers, and you can find the complete listing over at majorspoilers.com. One of them just happens to be Critical Hit. But did you know that when you become a patron at patreon.com/major spoilers, not only do you get new episodes of Critical Hit a week ahead of everyone else, but you also get access to a couple of exclusive games, including Shadow of the Demon Lord, feels like a 15-part, but I believe it's only 13-part campaign set up by Dr. Bradley Will. That's over there. Let's see. D&D Brian ran a Fate Modern City Tales mini game, kind of like a mini series comic book for us a while back as well. And you can get access to all of that instantly when you sign up to become a patron at patreon.com/major spoilers. You also get a look at behind the scenes, what's going on. And depending on your pledge level, you could get access to our monthly VIP chat, where we sit down and talk with you about everything going on behind the scenes at Major Spoilers. You can ask your questions about the business, questions about podcasting, questions about blogging, or anything that is on your mind, and we can answer those for you. But you can only get access to all that bonus content when you become a patron at patreon.com/major spoilers. So what are you waiting for? Join John and Evan and Greg and Brad and Red Strings and sign up at patreon.com/major spoilers. And perhaps next week, I will be reading your name right here. In the meantime, sit back, enjoy your drink, roll your dice, and take a listen to this week's Critical Hit. Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for checking us out this week. Time to go shopping, Kevin.
You guys you're flush with credits, so now's the time to spend them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
I'm going to spend them.
So you got these credits because last time
on Critical Hit.
On Critical Hit,
you got a big payday from your corporate sponsors, the owners of Space Suds, the Jabupnins over at Doctor and Scramble. You solved a problem for them, and so they're giving you a bunch of cash and bankrolling your efforts to get back into Drifters on the wildcard race. But for now, none of that matters. You guys can just go shopping. Shopping.
Yay.
Money. And you, I believe, had picked on going back to Akaton, where you could get possibly some better deals, possibly some better availability on some gray market materials by going to Baracus the Bootlegger's Boundless Bazaar. And There's a couple ways you. So first of all, you need to fly to Acton, which is fine. You were already at Absalom Station, so you plot in the course, and then you need to actually get the new coordinates of the bazaar, because even though it stays on Acton, it does change locations regularly as their fig leaf to the law there. And there's a few different ways you can go about it. Your shady Shobhad friend Lebo could provide you with coordinates, but also now that you've been to the bazaar, there's probably a dozen different ways you guys could get directions on the infosphere. Since you're already properly vetted, you now have like access to certain hidden rooms, and you friended the right people while you were there previously, so it's pretty easy to find the directions. This time, the market is near the southern winterlands. The pole areas, which are both Arctic and Antarctic, there are called winterlands, and they're vast icescapes that make up a ton of surface area covered in glaciers. It is near Estuar, a supposedly quiet town whose primary industry is icing, the collection of meltwater from the glaciers to provide to the rest of the planet. The only quote-unquote safe place to land and secure the squeaky clean would be at Estuar.
Okay, I'll touch down there.
Great. So you plot in the course, get to Acton, no problem. You can fly without much issue to Estuar, though as you approach and start to land, the gale force winds that are seemingly omnipresent in the Winterlands do make for a choppier end to the trip than you're all accustomed to. Why don't you just give me a quick piloting check?
Quick piloting check. 23.
Yeah, no problem. You handle it. You stay cool, and there's no issues. But it's still just a little rougher here. Looking through the ship's windows, the terrain is an inhospitable, icy tundra with rocky outcroppings covered in snow to the north, east, and west, and enormous glaciers forming strangely delicate-looking spires and dunes to the south. At one point, looking to the south, any of you want to get and see that there's these silvery polyhedrons arranged in strange geometric patterns floating, seemingly unsupported, beyond some of the ice spires. Hecubino and Vangi, you know what these are, because you lived on Acton. Everyone else, a quick infosphere lookup can also reveal that these are signs of the supposedly haunted ruins of an ancient civilization that have so far resisted inquiry because they scramble all electronics and most magic that's brought too close to them. There are dozens of such sites in the southern Winterlands. So if you wind up going in the same direction as these levitating lattices, that means comms will likely not work at the least.
Okay.
Finally, you get a view of Estuar itself. A good-sized town or small city built into the surrounding ice and rocks. The buildings are a dark charcoal gray uniformly and are blocky, hideous things made up of thousands of tons of concrete. While smooth, round buildings would perhaps be more aerodynamic and handle the constant winds better, the builders of Estuar evidently favored brute force prefabs and just plunked them all down. There are covered walkways that form a crisscrossing network to allow for pedestrian traffic, while rickety lifts climb the exteriors of the buildings, looking like they were bolted on haphazardly as an afterthought. There are massive cranes and drill machines, much, much larger than the Squeaky Clean, that go to and from town, probably carrying crews in the dozens off to their icing work. So much smoke rises from the city that you can see its trail for kilometers in the distance as the wind carries it away, but at least the residents don't breathe it in directly, so that's something.
Makes sense.
Yay!
You can find a landing pad for say like for a price, as everything is.
You know what's kind of feels like kind of a waste? I think like what is it, like Giralans or whatever? I think they're like a D&D copyrighted monster. They're like a D&D monster. So I don't think you can have them in Akaton, which sucks because they're already a D&D critter that is like a 4-armed white beastie, right? It's like it would just make a lot of sense to have them in Mars.
Yeah, it for sure would.
It definitely was just both of them coming from like the same John Carter world.
Yeah.
So anyone who wishes to can give me a quick culture check to see what you know about Estuar.
We'll do it.
I like culture.
22.
Nice. No, or can find out, I suppose. Yeah, 16. Okay.
Oops.
Haha! Also a 22.
Good.
We
Yeah.
probably have the
Amina,
same
you're not going to do real well rolling a D0 in roll 20 will let you do it, but the outcome is pretty bad.
There we go.
All right. So
We got a crit.
we got a bunch of good rolls here.
We all immediately say to each other, "Hey, that's
I
the
know.
old abandoned amusement park."
Well, you know that this place is run by the Caesuri crime ring, or I guess they're just called the Caesuri ring, but they're a crime syndicate that's the dominant player of Estuar by virtue of intimidating the 20 other gangs or so that are here, which, by the way, for a city of this size, that's a lot of gangs. But they siphon off a huge percentage of the icing industry profits. And they are also basically the police and social service providers, such as there are here. They're more in control of the town than any sort of law. They are the law.
Sure.
Fortunately for all of you, it appears as though Baracus has paid off the relevant parties such that land, and you see several other people in a similar position to yourself, making their secure checks, but so long as you pay your docking fees, the Caesuri ring will likely protect your ship because this is part of their rep and their turf.
Okay.
Also, you can pretty easily follow the traffic of what you're fairly sure are other bizarre customers to a designated transit area within the city.
Aren't that weird?
Besides the super heavy industrial equipment you saw rolling out, the other major transit system to get closer to the glaciers is underground rail. There are natural ice tunnels and caves that have formed throughout the Winterlands of Akaton. Amu, you can kind of quickly piece together from what you see that this is due to volcanic activity. And the ever-industrious Hilki, the humans of Akaton, made use of them to get safely back and forth to the glaciers. The train cars are these boxy rectangles of sheet metal and heavy ceramic. They're standing room only with no handholds, and they will be absolutely packed to capacity. So your choices are to get real comfy with each other and your neighbors, or you can pay substantially more to rent a private car at the front of the train.
How much more are we talking?
Like a number starting with, I would say, 3 digits of credits per person. So, probably 200 credits a person, I'd say.
Then getting cozy.
Agreed.
The cars are not particularly well heated, and you can feel a draft, so that makes sense. Though fortunately, there's not the intense winds of the surface down here, just the cold air of the ice tunnels you're moving through. The trains, as they start to get going, make noises that are unfamiliar to many of you as they rely on antiquated fuel burning for energy and don't make use of magnetic levitation or advanced electronics at all, likely to, because of an effort to shield it from the effects of the ruins. So your particular train, it's called the Ice Borer, and
is it like the Snowpiercer? And
I said it was the Ice Borer, and you could pay more to be in the front. That's all I said.
okay. Oh no, we're gonna be stuck on this train forever.
This
And
is
we're
now
gonna
the
have
campaign.
to eat babies and cockroaches.
Well, only if we live in the
And
back.
cockroach babies.
What have we done?
Still, though, the
Delicious.
potential of meeting either Chris Evans or David Diggs kind of makes it.
Yeah.
Worth it?
Or
Yeah.
that polar bear. I want that.
And
polar
in the
bear
end, we
autograph.
kill Willy Wonka.
The ride is bumpy, cramped, and cold. Your fellow passengers eye one another warily, though most seem content to hunker down under their heavy, cold weather clothes and wait until you reach the bazaar. Speaking of which, what are you wearing?
I'm sorry.
Right?
Very personal
Bob's-
question.
Bob's just wearing his regular clothing right now, but he's also lowered his internal cooling regulation, so he kind of warms up a little bit more, and those that are immediately around Bob can feel a little bit more radiant heat, so they actually feel a little warmer than what they might normally feel.
Nice.
Typical environmental suit. What keeps things comfortable where we're at.
Do you have one of those?
I can't imagine
it's
that
part of the
Amu
armor.
has a typical environmental suit.
Yeah. Those do
It's-
seem
it's-
odd that one is designed for both super hot temperatures and super cold temperatures, but
I just meant because of Amu's biology. The word
No, he's got
typical
he's got
doesn't seem
two
to
tops
apply.
and a bottom, and he just like kind of duct taped them together.
that's fair.
Hecubino's armor also just kind of provides general, what I want to say, like life support type stuff. So it kind of regulates temperature, but he's not gonna miss the chance to like throw on like a thick serape.
Yes. See, this is what I was looking
Or
for.
like a poncho.
Thank you.
Yeah. Quentin is wearing an emoji of a radiation symbol and stay back, rotating in all the languages of the city. So, whatever it is, because it's in Akatonian and it's in Rikrichi and it's in Framalama Ding Dong, and it just keeps cycling through radioactive stay back. I'm going to get space. I mean...
Yeah, Vengi is actually she's in her overplate, but is actually like probably like as much as the personal space might. No, I think she just probably doesn't really have much of us caring about personal space, and actually is like relying on the proximity of extra people to keep her warm, given the cold temperatures.
Yep, fair. So it winds up that it is a choice for you guys as to whether or not you want to be smashed up against the wall or crunch in closer to Quentin.
I think I'll try to get everybody to basically call a corner.
All right.
And then we'll basically put Amu and Vangi on the outside.
Right.
And I guess Quentin as well, since he's got a warning symbol.
Oh, Skritic, what are you dressed in?
I'd say he's wearing his typical, tightness armor and all, but he's acquired himself a set of mittens and like a deerstalker cap that he's using to keep it a little bit warmer.
We got to memify that with the mittens. Parka.
Yeah.
You've never been stabbed to death by a more adorable character.
Cool. So while it is a bit chilly, on the plus side, the view as you travel through these ice tunnels is spectacular. You're just barreling through tunnels of gleaming blue ice, and sometimes they even appear like an amethyst-like purple, though at other times it's glowing like it's lit from all around you, and it's just like a white chamber. Even as you rationally realize it must be the sunlight moving through the ice in strange ways. Also, while you're familiar with, obviously, ice in general, this particular set of ice tunnels and caves forms crystalline patterns unlike any you've ever seen in your life. They take on designs you'd swear were intelligently designed due to the symmetry and complexity of the patterns and arrangements. Overall, you get the feeling you're hurtling down an otherworldly kaleidoscope in a ramshackle conveyance that's barely holding together.
Wonderful.
Cool. And it comes to a sudden stop, and the group of the doors open, and everyone starts filing out. Well, not really filing so much as pouring out all of a sudden. And you can exit the ice borer, walking into still more ice tunnels, but there's the sound of music and hum of electricity that tell you you're close to the bazaar and still far enough from the ruins that you have power.
Ooh. I've never been to this part of Akaton.
Yeah, me either. Kind of
I feel like there's a good reason
pretty,
for it.
but
Yeah.
very cold.
Also, the crime families are pretty much set out here. Not a lot of room for freelancing.
Yeah. Equipment startup's probably pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things out here, they're pretty set in their ways. They really move at a glacial pace.
Oh.
I like whoever just walked by said that I push them.
Under
Talk
the
about a cold
ice
reception.
sticker.
Also, anyone who wants to, just Google or DuckDuckGo, image search ice tunnels. They're gorgeous. I'm just taking these descriptions just from what I see in the real world, and my goodness, are they amazing looking.
Whoa.
I know, you can't even do them justice with words. There's just like endless weird facets of blue and black and purple.
It's like being
it's
under
gorgeous.
the ocean.
Should have sent
Yeah.
it.
Under the sea.
That's wild.
So,
Also, it taps for blue and black.
and is a snow lane.
I was going to say, is it snow covered?
It is a snow covered line. Yeah.
You proceed down the tunnels, and you can tell pretty quickly that it's the same bazaar you visited previously, at least in spirit. The electro jam band music from the junkyard has been replaced with a mellow, kind of low tempo chill step. All right, with powerful rhythms provided by a combination of Kasathan drummers and Shobad singers. The Shobad singers that use octaves lower than most humanoid species can produce. The ice tunnels have wires stapled into the sides and ceiling, providing power for the intermittent tinny speakers, as well as the hanging lights emitting pale purple and red illumination. The color scheme in general has moved a few shades cooler, ranging from a deep red through all the shades of violet and purple to the pale blue of the nearby ice. A version of the neon sign hangs as you pass from the tunnel into the main chamber, greeting you to Baracus the Bootlegger's Boundless Bazaar. This main chamber is literally an underground market.
Oh.
Go ahead.
The main room can easily be identified as such because it is not merely a natural ice tunnel, but a fantastic cavern over 30 meters tall, with enormous icicles hanging ominously above. The cavern floor has been cleared of smaller debris, but there's still occasional fractal blooms of crystalline ice that had to be accommodated as opposed to moved. Baracus, the witch-weird merchant, also a four-armed species, but not Shobad and not Giralon, is gregariously engaged in conversation with some customers near his now purple and blue private enclosure located in the dead center of the chamber. You also see the large four-armed Shobad guards, heavily armed and armored, though moving in the cold without much more clothing than you saw in the desert heat. Like last time, they move about in pairs or small groups, monitoring trade and breaking up any altercations that arise. Throughout the market are these freestanding braziers that through some very clever design, they have a little field that they're emitting, so higher tech, and they emit heat only to the specified distance without just bleeding that heat beyond their perimeter. So this creates little warm zones, little warm pockets, but they don't threaten to melt significant amounts of ice and have the system of caves and tunnels collapse in on you.
Well, that's nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all for the good.
Useful.
So you guys can walk around.
Mhm.
Okay, guys. You guys start looking around. I'm gonna go find Baracus and talk to him
How
about our
I
deal.
come with you just
Yeah.
in case things get rough.
Yep. But yeah, everybody. I guess walk around with a buddy if you can, just so you can watch each other's pockets at least.
I'll go with Skritic.
All right. Anywhere you want to look in particular?
Weapons. Remember, I blew up one of my guns when we were fighting that Tyrannosaurus creature,
Excellent.
and I need to get a new one.
As Hecubina's moving away, he shouts, "That was rad!"
Oh, thank you.
Actually,
And
that was 250 rads.
I'd like to get a different
Wrong
change
game.
of clothes too. So
Speaking of
but I-
rads, we should take a look at you, Quentin. If you're having problems like that,
You're getting a silent face.
you
Just
were
the-
projecting a radiation warning the entire time we were on the train. Amu does not understand mine.
Does he understand sarcasm?
They do not understand sarcasm.
All right. Quentin is going to take Amu and explain the concept of lying while looking for armor and a
So-
grenade launcher.
You absolutely can do that, Quentin, but it occurs to you as you're right about to that this is a unique opportunity for pranks.
Oh boy.
Like, let me tell you all about Decept. Wait a minute. No, you're right. You should look into me.
No, bad. Focus.
The bad thing about like a fantasy setting is that if you're like send him after like a fur bearing trout or a snipe, like he could those things
You would-
probably are around.
Yeah, and he probably already has one.
Yeah. Or he could just
Mhm.
make one.
He literally collects creatures.
Speaking of creatures Amu could try to collect, there's
Oh no.
an 8-legged mammal around here called a walloped that you see several of. They are here. I'm going to show you the image in Roll20, but I will describe it for our audience. So yeah, they've got a thick coat of fur, 8 legs, and a long, somewhat prehensile tail with little tusks that go down, and then they have many eyes, an unnecessary number of eyes. But they move about pretty docilely. They're Ama, you know that they have been domesticated.
Whoa.
They're about the size of a horse.
Oh.
Maybe even a little bit bigger. But there's several of them moving around the ice tunnels as like beasts of burden.
Mounts?
Or yep, mounts.
Yes. My inn.
Incidentally, several of the vendors, as you guys start to wander about, are ones you saw in your last visit, though their stands have been rearranged for the new location. For instance, the conveyor belt of ship and heavy machine parts has been adapted to a suitable area where it can use these large sheets of ice as impromptu tables, and some of the ice has been melted and converted into like little slides they can use to ease the movement of merchandise around.
Mhm.
The weapon and armor stands have a disproportionate number of vests at them and have taken up prime spots near the heat domes. You can see some enterprising Yosoki setting up well outside the warmth of the devices, looking to be either a customer's first or last stop. And you see that same Kasathan Mystic from last time with their crystals and chimes and mandalas and hookah and all of that. But there's also a lot of different vendors including many that have a thick fur or hide that would make the hotter locations less palatable. So there's, for instance, a small pack of Vlakas, a species that looks like Arctic wolf people that are about the size of humans or Vesk. And they seem to be, judging by the looks of them, like all cybernetics and pretty cybernetically augmented themselves. There's a few other vendors you see that you hadn't seen previously. So there's all sorts of weapons and armor, or like mechanical supplies. There's the conveyor belt place where all the ship supplies is run by an Urag. That's the same kind of species as the mechanic from the ill-fated Team Elysium, that big blue crystalline, almost slug-like creature. This one is running his shop fairly micromanagey. There's another group of vendors called their species is called Esperaka, which are these avian humanoids, and these ones, the ones here anyway, have coloration ranging from white to gray with like a little bit of blue, and their feathers are evidently sufficient to keep them warm here, as they're wearing far less clothing than most. And they seem to be selling things that perhaps Amu would be interested in. Lots of like animals or medicines, things like that.
Animal medicine.
There's oh God, no. There's a group of Shatori who are very tall humanoids, about 7 to 9 feet tall, that have glowing purple eyes and translucent flesh that allows you to see their circulatory and skeletal systems. And they are offering strange symbiotes that they say combine properties of magic and technology. As I mentioned, those Vlaka are dealing with cybernetics, and there's that Kasathan mystic before who's selling magical items and crystals. Not to mention that there's just a bunch of other stuff for sale. So, you guys can wander around for a little bit and get your bearings, but let's start with team co-captains. And you guys going to talk to Barakas.
Yeah. Do they just let us in?
Oh yeah, they let you approach.
Yeah.
You get enough. The Shobad guards are aware of you, and they'll. This seems to be a little, at least as rough as your previous location in terms of the clientele and how this one's perhaps even more so angled towards the black market. So a lot of people are armed. They do let you approach armed, but they are certainly aware of you, and your kind of martial senses start tingling vangy when you realize like you could easily be swarmed by like 6 of these guys pretty quickly.
I'll keep my eyes open and try to like keep a kind of like space around me as much as possible to like try to not be all 6 direction flanked.
Okay, yeah. Sure. Why don't you? I'm trying to think what kind of check that would be. Why don't you give me like a sense motive check, actually?
Because I'm bad at those, but okay.
Well, yeah, you are. Okay, fine. You think nothing of it,
cool.
and
great.
Continue
Everything's
on.
fine here. Hey, look,
fine.
Cool symbiotes and a heating pad.
So, you guys approach Barakas's central tent, and he finishes talking with a handful of other customers, and kind of shoos them off on their way, and he approaches you.
Hey, man.
It is you. You have come to speak with me, Barakas.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw, but we DQ'd out of the last race.
Wait, Hecubino.
That's me.
Haha, Barakas never forgets a face. Well, I often forget names, but never a face. And this time, not your name either.
Yeah, no, you're doing great.
Yes, unfortunate that you have lost in Drifters.
Well, that's what we came to talk to you about. We are in the process of getting a new race, a redemption run, if you will. So we're trying to get some grassroots support for it, so we don't have to renege on our deal. Our next race, we're gonna fly your colors on our what are they called? Sashimonos.
Our
Hashimoto's.
holographic Sashimotos.
Yep.
But now is when you attempt to hook me for more credits and more favors. Barakas is not a fool. I have invested in you once. Why would I do it again when you have failed?
Hegibina's like, well, honestly, we were just hoping that you wouldn't kick us out of your bazaar because we got lots of credits to spend on weapons. But if you
Lots
were
of
in,
credits to spend. Why didn't you lead with that?
oh, well, yeah, that too. Again,
Come, let me give you a hot coffee or tea.
oh, well, thanks.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah,
Now,
so
more about these credits.
well, you see, our corporate sponsors, who are flush with cash and other stuff, I don't know, they're frogs, have given us a stipend to get this race together. Now, something we could do is get you in contact with them for something, right? I know that you're interested in advertising your bazaar. I know that you're interested in sort of acquiring certain things, and more importantly, our sponsors are not from the Pact Worlds. Is that the name of things
That's
here?
correct.
Okay, they're not in the Pact World. So, it leads a much bigger gray area as far as what you guys might be able to deal in.
Intriguing. Yes, I can see why you have brought Barakas this information. We should capitalize on it. Yes, yes. No, I believe that your holographic sashimonos are the perfect form of advertising for this boundless bazaar, as I do not wish to be so blatant. I only want it to be for those who are paying attention to the individual competitors and saying, how can I be like them? Not a massive, I don't know, lime green ship or something like that.
Right, gross. Yeah.
But if you say these corporate sponsors of yours have, for instance, product that they might wish moved or acquired at reasonable rates and shipped across galaxies.
I know for a fact that they are coming up with a bunch of new like biological products, and that only a handful of them are probably going to pass any sort of test that the Pact Worlds puts them into for as far as legality and safety. So I'm sure they would be very interested in moving stuff.
So many rules, so many regulations. Who can even keep track now? I say buyer beware, but otherwise let the free market reign. Yes? Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
That seems reasonable.
So Hecubino, give me a quick sense motive check.
15.
Okay. You notice that due to so Vengi, did you take coffee or tea?
I took coffee.
Okay. So Vengi's holding her cup of coffee, but her tail is twitching and her eyes keep going from side to side as she constantly tries to keep from being encircled by 6 Shobad guards. But the problem is that's impossible, and she seems to be putting them on higher alert by, like, she's like, you can't surround me, and they're like, why not? What do you have to hide?
Right. I'll just like lean back and be like, Vangie, what's wrong?
I just don't want to be surrounded.
I get that, but I think we gotta make a show of contrition here, so that we can install a grenade launcher in Quentin.
That does sound useful.
Yeah.
All right. She'll like nod to like the guards and be like, sit down.
Ah, yes, camaraderie, seating, pleasant drinks. Wonderful.
You know how it is. We grew up in the streets. It's tough to sit at a restaurant with your back to the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone's probably trying to knife you before you run out without paying the bill. I mean, we'll pay our bills though. We have money now.
Yes, I am sure you will. I will see to it that you do.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We don't want to renege on our deal. We still want to do it, and we want to get you in contact with these sponsors. And if you guys make a deal and it benefits us in the future, I just hope that, or it benefits you in the future, I just hope that you'd keep in mind that we were the ones who established this connection.
Good. Yes, give me their contact information.
Okay. I'll send, and I'll be open about it. I'll send Zox a quick message that's like, "Hey Zox, found a distributor for off-white markets. He is going to send you a message, and then I'll give him Zox information as well."
Okay, so just so you know, that message will send when you are no longer in these ice tunnels.
So probably our messages will arrive. Well, I guess I don't know when he's going to send it, but yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Excellent. Everyone is welcome at Paracas's Boundless Bazaar. Now go, shop, spend, I insist.
Thanks for the drinks.
Yes. And thanks for not beating us up.
Yeah.
You do note that you are now being watched by the Shabadne guards in particular. By the way, so I'm going to alternate. I keep forgetting the plural of Shabad is Shabadne. But the guards continue to watch you pretty actively, and you think that they're actually tallying how much you spend as you move about the market.
That's funny.
Like us specifically, or just Vangie? Or like our whole crew? Okay.
Actually, probably all of you.
Okay. I mean, that's
started
fine.
with Hecubino and Vangie, but yeah.
That's fine. Hecubino, I'm sure, notices this, and I don't really see a reason to stifle it in any way.
No.
It's like we're not doing anything more illegal than the people that are selling this to us, so.
Yep. It's possible that Baracas wants to be sure you spend enough.
Sure. To be justified.
Yep. So speaking of spending, what do you guys buy? What are you looking for? Why don't we go to well, I mean, we can do it in any order, but let's I guess do Skritic and Bob.
All right. Just walking around looking at stuff. I walk up to one vendor. Oh, hello. You sold us some very fine weapons before. Nice to see you again. Yeah, you know it was coming.
You go up to the weapon vendors who happen to be Vesk here, and they are huddled for warmth near a heat dome and are wearing a comical number of layers, giving them a hunched over appearance.
I will lower my internal regulator more so I radiate even more heat.
Ooh, venting heat?
Yeah.
They come about as close as they can to hugging you and be like, oh, yes, it is good to do business.
Yes. So look, I'm looking for a small arms weapon, pistol of some kind. I already have something that does some extensive burning damage. I was wondering what you might have on the opposite end of that spectrum. It's kind of ironic. We're in these ice caverns, and I'm looking for a weapon that might do some really like freezing cold damage.
We do have something like that. Yeah, they're heavy, normally imposing Vesk teeth are chattering. Take a look at the display case.
Ooh, I see a really cool weapon that kind of flares out at the end, and nice grip, heavy handle. Ooh, I show this to Skritic. Skritic, what do you think of this one? I think this one says it's the Frostbite 2000.
Yeah, I think it should be good. I mean, I tend to just go for, good old metal projectiles, but hey, if you're going to get that fancy energy damage, it seems as good as anything.
Yeah, now see with my rifle, I've got long range laser damage. Now I have some freezing. I can freeze some of those bad guys in their tracks.
Yeah,
I think I'll take this one.
So, why don't you give me a quick, your choice of sense motive or diplomacy?
Let's see. I will go with diplomacy.
Okay.
I roll a 4.
All right. They sell it to you at list.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to try this out. Probably not here, but I am looking forward to using this. Thank you, good sirs. Skritic, did you want I suddenly sense that I've been maybe not given the good discount I was promised, and I turned down my heat venting. What about you, Skritic? Are you looking for anything?
Well, he's been kind of eyeballing some of these rifles. Trying to decide if he wants to have anything big and cumbersome, but
I like to think that Skritic's like making rounds past the stand, and he goes by one stand, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know, it's an interesting rifle." Asks like a couple questions about the range and stuff, and then walks past. It's like, "Oh, I'm not going to buy it right now."
nah,
Then you walk by it again.
Pretty much. Just kind of keeps looking at it, but I'd say as he's wandering around, probably what catches his eye is some shiny looking new hide armor. What I'm interested in is Arocore hide advanced. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to plunk down some change to get some better. Well, so the level of equipment, we're not actually limited to that, are we? If it's above our level, or no? Okay, no. Yeah. As I'm balling that, so I'm wanting to get some Arocore hide armor, advanced hide armor.
Okay. Yeah. You should be able to. So is that what kind of armor is that? Light?
It's a light armor with plus 10 bonus to both energy and kinetic.
Ooh.
Plus 6 max dex bonus, which might be important considering some other future purchases.
So yeah, this is made from as you said, yeah. So it's a snake armor basically. So it's both flexible and tough, and it's not powered at all. You're basically wearing. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's from some giant science fiction fantasy snake, but you're kind of wearing like chainmail or scale armor. There's nothing technological about it, so that's kind of neat. I mean, there's a pro and a con to that. The pro is you get EMP'd or you're in a weird zone. Doesn't matter, your armor works fine. The con is they don't have any upgrade slots. You can't add in jump jets to them or anything.
Yep, wouldn't be able to shove in my leapers that I got.
Yep. So they definitely do have that here, though.
So if that's an option, I think I'll grab a set of that.
The Vesk are also some of the biggest sellers of armor here. So do you take any particular tack talking to them?
I just kind of approach. So what can you tell me about this set here?
Killed from a croacher snake. Very high quality.
Is it? Do you know who did the trapping or the killing?
Let's see. Sobak on this Prime.
Oh, Vest Prime, you say? How much would something like that go for?
Well, why don't you make your choice of a sense motive or diplomacy check?
Let's see, which of those would I want to go for?
I think sense motive will learn you something. Diplomacy will maybe affect their mood.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with a sense motive. See what I can learn me.
So you think that they might offer you a better price if they were happier, and that the thing that's making them unhappy right now is they're so freaking cold. So if you could make them warmer, they would probably cut you a deal.
Well, I mean, I could probably show them how to like set up a good like little trash can fire that they could probably huddle around, and how to do so safely and with good ventilation.
Yeah, they have one of these heat domes, but they have to share it with a bunch of other people. You can make a quick survival check to set up a good extra more heat for them.
Not to mention, I mean, there's plenty of armors around. I could definitely point out some extra layers they might be able to borrow. But yeah,
Right.
I'll and 20.
Did I say the Encroacher was hunted on Best Prime? My mind must have been freezing. It was Najor 6.
It happens to the best of us. But
see the red and black, tough, knobby scales. And we use some of the teeth for accents.
Yeah, I do like the accents. It could be smoother though, but I think this might work for my purposes. However, how much you want for it?
They can negotiate down to 7,000 credits.
I'll take it.
Bob sees a surprisingly like a fine tailor shop here,
Sure.
and he's gonna tell Skritic, hold on, I want to run over and check something. And so I go in, and the person behind the counter, I'm just like, I like jumpsuits, but I'm not sure that jumpsuits really define who I am as a spaceship pilot and contestant in the drifters race. And I wonder what you could do to maybe snazzy up my look. And I kind of strike a pose like a mannequin, looking off into the distance. So
the Lashunta, you can do a mannequin really well. You can also do the robot as a dance move.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, the Lashunta doing the who's the tailor here. She's the other kind of Lashunta, not what is it? Demaya. She's the kind of thin, graceful one, as opposed to the Karasha, the super strong, tough ones that Rain is. This Demaya Lashunta says, "Of course, a jumpsuit. It's so pedestrian and kind of workmanlike."
Exactly.
I have to say, there is one part of your outfit that I think we should keep, and then why don't we build from there? And we'll just take it item by item. How does that sound?
Oh, it sounds great.
All right. I love this cap that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get that?
I got it at a party when we won our stage of the race.
All right. Well, it's got a, kind of a pseudo, like, almost military vibe, but kind of a renegade vibe. It's not like a uniform. So why don't we play on like something like that?
Yeah, maybe some epaulets on the shoulders.
Ooh, sure, but like fashionable epaulets, like like a little glam, a little pizzazz.
little sparkle here and there.
Hmm.
Okay. All right.
Now, what would you say your color scheme is?
Probably shades of space. The dark blues
Ooh.
with hints of red and light blues floating through.
All right. So, why don't we get this emblazoned with kind of like, oh, wait, no. If we were to do that, you could be mistaken for one of those cultists who believes that everything should be consumed by a black hole. Okay,
Oh,
new
right,
idea.
sorry.
New idea. No, that's okay. We are going to keep the space theme and we're just going to run with it. So we'll have lots of planets and stars, but we don't want you to look like you're going to blend in at a planetarium. So we got to have some base colors here too. And
Yeah.
then she immediately starts working with you on a new outfit.
All right. So when he emerges, Bob comes out in this very cool looking suit, and the pattern, the planets and the stars are kind of this very light pattern that's been interwoven in with the dark jacket and overlay. And so Bob has acquired some elite station wear that can basically be anything that you want it to look like. But it doesn't look like military wear, and it just looks like business vacation, whatever that you want it to be. So this one looks like a smart outfit. Also, before he leaves, Bob inquires, this has some pretty good protection, but I'm wondering, do you have anything that we might be able to put in here that might shield me from some blasts? If someone were to attack me, some kind of
you
a
mean
temporary force shield.
I thought you'd never ask. When people come to see a tailor here, that's often what they mean. Let me show you our augmented wares.
Awesome.
And just like so, she pulls aside a thing of fabrics and like swatches and colors and like little jackets and stuff, and just flips down, and then it flips into like armor plates and discussions of like penetration ratios and protection against various elements, and it's a far more. And she actually puts on a pair of like AR glasses as she's talking to you about this, so that she can kind of pop up the details on the various items easily with little hollow images, such that she's now gone from designer into an arms merchant.
Yeah. So Bob sees all this and he just is like, excellent. So I will acquire a force field for my suit and this very nice station wear armor.
Sure, excellent.
And I think that almost. Oh wait, there's one more thing that I need to do. I run out and tell Skritic after I've paid. Skritic, we need to find a computer center.
Well, I'll look around, I guess.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that have been set up, little terminals that are hardwired into the thing. There's a small line.
I'm looking to upgrade my computer system.
Oh, I thought you just needed like a hardwired terminal.
No.
That would be over by you think the Urag sells those, the guy with all the conveyor belt and all the technical.
Oh, okay. I'm just so giddy with my new clothes and everything that I just kind of rush off looking for the computers, and hopefully Skritic follows after.
Sure, I'll follow after.
Excellent. So the Urag's name is Tom. Just Tom.
Hi, Tom. I'm Bob.
That's weird.
Hello, Bob. So you're searching for for various parts of a computer or a computer itself?
Yeah, a computer upgrade, complete upgrade. I'm looking for what am I looking for here? Tier 3 level system.
And why are you looking for this upgrade?
I need to be able to do some calculations a lot faster than what I'm currently able to do, and hopefully it will help increase some of my reaction times.
I think you mean decrease your reaction times.
Yes, that's what I mean.
And will you be performing lots of difficult calculations under time pressure.
Oh, yes, very much so. Imagine flying a spaceship through a minefield or an asteroid field, or trying to avoid other spaceships from careening into you, or calculating jumps into drift space.
Well, none of these computers should be used for that. You should really use your drift computer for calculating drift jumps.
Well, yes, I'm just using that as an example.
It was a bad example.
Is there anybody else that sells computers? Because I can go somewhere else.
There are, but I sell the best.
Do you now?
Well, here.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll look over his stuff, pick through it.
So,
It's not that good.
you can quickly look over things. You can, again, give me your choice of either a sense motive or a culture check.
Let us try culture once more. 23 this time.
Hey, so Urogs, many of them, not all, but they have a culturally, they first of all, they have literally the ability to sense weaknesses in certain structures, and they've kind of played on that culturally, such that they have a very open academic society and they pursue knowledge very aggressively. But they are critical to a fault. And they don't take it personally, but everybody else does. So they're known to be pedants and really nitpicky sometimes. That's just a common personality trait that rubs a lot of people the wrong way, but it doesn't actually mean they're bad people or anything like that. However, you can kind of use that to your advantage sometimes. If you can somehow trick them into being wrong, they'll acknowledge it and maybe offer a slight compensation.
I suppose that you don't have any systems here that could jump through multiple level 10 simulations simultaneously, do you?
Well, I think we should, yes.
Yeah, because, if you just think that your systems can, I mean, I've actually done this recently with the system that I have. So if you don't have anything that can do that, then I don't think we can do any business right now.
Well, now, hold on a second. Wait, I'm sure we can work something out here. I'm quite confident we can achieve those goals. Those seem within the parameters we should be able to reach. Tell me more about these simulations. And another trait of Urogs is they're intensely technical, more so than they are mercantile. So you seem to sense that Tom is more of a tech nerd first and a merchant second, which you can kind of take advantage of here.
Have you ever been sabotaged?
No, that sounds dreadful. What is it?
It is when your competition goes in and hacks your system with a bunch of techno gremlins, and you're trapped inside a system potentially forever with no means to escape. Although I must say that my friends and I did escape.
Well, then, I suppose there are some means of escape.
Oh, yes. But, you've got to have the technical skills. And I think that my computer system certainly will do that. But I was hoping to make it even better than that. But apparently you don't have those things here right now.
No. Now, hold on a second. Let me, just one moment. And he goes,
we're kind of busy. We're kind of busy right now. I mean, I was hoping to make a really smart transaction with somebody that was really knowledgeable of these systems. We have to be on our way, and if you can't just help me out, then I think we just
bristles at that. Which, seeing an Urog bristle, it's like it's got like these giant blue plates and like a little electricity actually static sparks off of him. Is like, no, wait, just a moment. You there, bring this level 3, tier 3 computer from that tail. We're going to get you set up, and I'm not going to stand for you leaving until we do.
I suppose, and I look down at my built-in timepiece. But time is running out.
What? So what are you trying to buy?
Just a tier 3 computer system.
All right. Cool. So you'll be able to buy that. 1 second, I'll tell you the price. So anyone else want to go?
I think I know what I'm gonna get.
Yeah, same
Okay.
here.
So that one the tier 3 normally costs $12.50. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll sell to you for 1,000.
Okay. Fair enough.
Cool.
Well, thank you. I guess this will do. And good luck to you, sir.
I don't believe in luck.
I look around. Okay.
It's a form of
And
psychosis.
I look around and just say, yeah, okay, and wander off.
What other shopping items do people want to get? And we can, by the way, I'm game to do one interaction per item, but you can also pick up multiple things. That's fine by me. Whatever you choose.
I'm done with all my purchasing. So
You want to go, Sam?
Sure, I want some personal enhancements.
Ooh, what kind of personal enhancements?
I want to improve my strength and my constitution.
All right. Well, you're in luck. There's 3 different groups that are all willing to sell you things that will do exactly that. There's the cybernetic wolf people, the Vlaka, who their pack has made use of cybernetic implants for some time. There's the Shatori, the translucent humans that sell symbiotes that will merge into your body in various ways that enhance they basically take a technological item and then magically infuse it with you through a living creature. And then there's the Kasathan Mystic that sells magical crystals that you can embed or tattoo. There's crystals and designs and things that they can do that are purely magical, though they might come with certain restrictions from them as well. So, what path do you pursue?
Can I make a quick thing here? Don't forget you have someone who can do any sort of bio enhancement installations on the ship. That was my plan for almost everything I'm buying.
Interesting.
So for Amu, can you? Are you saying you can do these? Are you offering to make them somehow, or just
don't know that that Amu can make them, but does have the can handle and install any enhancements, especially the biological ones or the biotech ones.
All right. I also say Skritic was also, or at least I was interested in personal upgrades for Skritic. So if, like you say, if Skritic gets bored of Bob's haggling, or while waiting for him to get his suit tailored, he might happen to stumble across.
Well, I offer you 3 different paths: purely magic, biotech, injecting yourself, or rather, and having a about a meter long tadpole attached to your spine, or cybernetics.
I mean, I was way more interested in this in the symbiote before you said it was a meter-length tadpole attached to my spine.
You have to assume all the symbiotes are horrifying.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Oh, boy. All right, so not that. Yikes. I don't know. So to what degree is the wolf pack just the pack from gargoyles, Kevin?
I'm pointing out that they're a pack of cybernetic wolf people. That's all I'm leaving it at that.
All right, I'm going with the hippies.
The Kasathan hippie mystic.
Yeah.
So the Kasathan, whose name is Naeem, will gladly sell you the crystals once you can convince them that you are worthy of them.
What do I have to do to prove that?
Well, what are you seeking?
Glory in reality TV battle?
It looks at you quizzically from behind its veil. It doesn't seem to understand that answer at all.
So I'm competing in Drifters. Have you seen the show?
No.
Oh.
I don't watch the
I don't own a TV.
Yep.
Oh. Wow. What do you do for fun?
Meditate.
Is that like napping?
I contemplate existence. I also read.
Oh.
I also do yoga.
I've tried some yoga. I'm not really flexible. Like, I'm a little flexible. But maybe I should try some more yoga. I hear that's like good for like getting the hard to reach places. Like she kind of like flexes.
You wish a path of self-improvement.
Yeah, exactly.
And to make yourself more flexible.
Yeah, though mostly stronger and tougher.
You must narrow your pursuits. Do you wish strength, flexibility, or toughness? You cannot have all three unless you have more credits than this.
I want probably strength and.
Are you trying to buy all three, or are you?
I'm just trying to buy strength and toughness because she's like, my armor. I don't think I'm going to get as much about flexibility as I normally, would with this armor. She like, it's not the easiest to move around in. So let's just go strength and toughness.
Strength and toughness. How do you define strength?
Well, the ability to punch things really hard or lift very heavy things.
No. Those are outward properties of the physical world. What makes you strong inside? And the Kasathan uses their two right hands to tap you at your solar plexus.
Oh.
Kasathan's also forearmed, of course.
Of course. Well, I guess I've got my co-captain Hecubino. I don't want to let him down.
You derive strength from your connection to others.
Yeah, that's deep. I like that.
Excellent. I can work with that. Similarly, what makes you tough?
Well, I get beat up a lot, but I don't stay down.
Yes. That is also something we can work with. This process, we can undergo it now, once you've paid. It will be a combination of ritual tattoos and embedded crystals in your scales.
Oh man, that sounds like it's going to look awesome!
Indeed.
How do you feel about being on video while this is done?
I suppose I don't care.
Fantastic! I need to find Quentin.
All right, so you can find Quentin, and are you going to try to capture this on video?
Certainly.
Sweet.
Can I do that and buy stuff too, Kevin?
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
It's just during her particular time at the Kasathan Mystic that she needs you there. That's all.
I'll make sure to put in the important cues when the Mystic is like, and now we connect the spinal tissue. Dun, dun, dun.
She would not say spinal tissue. She would say something about. Actually, they would say something about the chakras and channeling energy, and they will also give you some guidance. Naeem does, Vangi, about how that you need to keep yourself in a state of mind, not always, but regularly, where you're intentionally focusing your will towards those aspects of yourself that you said you wanted to improve. So if you want to be stronger and you want to be tougher, you have to think about that and kind of intentionally channel that for the magic to work.
I think I can do that. Like a power workout where I work out my brain and my muscles.
It is more of you, and at that, the Naeem will tap you on the head. It isn't here, and it again taps you in the heart and solar plexus. It is here.
The heart is also a muscle.
Exactly. So yeah, you get sweet Kasathan ink and crystals embedded into you. You can pick out the colors, patterns, and designs whenever you want.
Sweet.
A dolphin jumping through a hoop.
just like tribal patterns, like right down my back.
All right. Who else?
I got something.
I could be no. Go for it.
Yeah, I'll go talk to the Vesk about some armor.
They're huddled in between a trash fire that you don't think is regulation even for here, and although it does have good ventilation, and the heat dome device.
Yeah, I'll walk up and see the trash can fire and just be like, "Has Skritic been through here?"
Little guy, but tough.
Yeah.
Looks like he's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We sold him some good hide armor earlier. All right, guy.
Good. Yeah, he's part of my crew.
Oh. Okay.
So I got a list here. So I need I need a suit of armor that is going to allow me to put stuff on top of it. Not like this stuff.
You mean like a mech suit? Powered armor?
No.
Oh.
That will allow me to basically decorate it without interfering in its capabilities. So it's got to be light.
Light armor. Okay, we got that.
Yeah. Do you guys have any disembarkment suits?
Oh, let's dig them up here. Yeah, we got them.
All right. Well, I need a Mark III-ish disembarkment.
Yeah, D-suit 3. D-suit 3. We got it.
Okay. And then something that I'm sure you guys will
here, we'll throw in a utility belt.
Oh.
And some heavy boots. Good thick jacket for you there.
Ooh, thank you. And then also for it, something that I'm sure you guys will agree with me here. I would like to get a simple thermal capacitor for it.
Yeah, of course. Why don't we have those? One of them looks at the other one like glaring balefully. Like, we only brought enough for sale, not for personal use.
Well, I'll tell you guys what. You sell me one, I'll let you use it until I have to leave.
Yeah, okay, we can work with that.
So all together.
And this is kind of a, just so you know, it's kind of a buy once and then you don't ask where it came from and there's no returns kind of deal. Just so you know.
Oh, I know that. They wouldn't have let me in here if I didn't know that. So yeah, looks like that's gonna run me by the book. It's gonna be 13,300 for the armor, and then an additional I want to say 600.
Yeah, so they will
3,600 for the
3,600.
It's
for the thermal thing.
Thermal capacitor Mark 1. Yeah, and I have 2,668 credits aside from the.
Well, they'll sell both of those to you for a combined total of 15,000.
Okay.
Real quick, make your choice of a bluff, diplomacy, or intimidate check. I guess intimidate doesn't make any sense.
I'll bluff if that's fine.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, that's good enough to get you the discount. Sure.
Okay, so 15,000 altogether.
15,000. Yep.
I think that's all I'm gonna get then.
That's okay. And by the way, if people think of something between games, shoot me a note. That's fine. We can. Yeah. I know I'm putting everybody a little bit on the spot right now. So, and there's so much gear in Starfinder, it can be a little tricky to even go through it all.
And I mean, not that I do not appreciate the discounts, but the discounts throw off the math. So I'm like, I have more money now than I thought I was going to have.
Yep.
So, yep. I don't think Hikubina's going to get anything more right now, so he'll just basically get the box for his thermal capacitor, open it up, and like hand it to one of the Vesk and be like, "I'll be back for that. Here when my crew is ready."
All right. Sounds good. Does anybody else want to go on a little shopping adventure? And again, if you don't know what you want to buy yet, that's all right. We can handle that.
I do have a question. Can I sell them my current armor?
Yeah. For let me take a look at how much that's going to be. How much they'll buy it back from you for, but I'll get back to you on that.
Okay,
that's a good question.
Okay. Quentin would like to go shopping.
Okay.
Quentin has engaged his bargaining mode.
Oh boy.
So he's negotiating. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell you back the gear that you got. You got over here. We're going to upgrade my armor. We're going to go with the Defrex armor. We're going to get the grenade launcher and the Inferno knife. And you could throw in that roto laser over there. You just put that thing right in here. We'll have the laser. We'll have the grenade launcher. Upgrade the armor. What do you say? Right across the board, 15,000 right across the board. We'll trade you. It'll be fine. Everything's good. And then you'll have this. Look at this. This is classic material. This is a Red Star plasma rifle right here. I will give you this. You know what? I'll tell you what. You tell me. I tell you. You tell me. Then we tell each other. And then we call it good. And I walk away happy. You walk away happy. Everybody walks away happy.
Okay, so what are you attempting to buy? I love that, but I couldn't even follow it.
I'm trying to upgrade. I currently have a basic Defrex hide. I would like to upgrade that to mature Defrex hide.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Looked into it. You get 10% of what the standard. What they'll buy your stuff for is 10%.
Okay.
Percent of the price or of the regular cost.
The list price, yeah.
So I am going to sell them my current rotating knife and plasma rifle.
Mm-hmm.
I want to upgrade my armor.
Yep.
Yeah. And I would like to purchase definitely the Inferno knife, which is a rotating knife, but on fire.
Nice.
And a grenade launcher.
By the list, and then the mature. Yeah, you're upgrading your armor. So by list, how much does that stuff come to?
If we throw in the roto laser, 19,400. But I'm going to sell them some things, and I'm also going to use my best negotiating voice and maybe
roll a bluff check.
I'm a good bluffer.
Yeah,
I'm good at the bluff, and this is the point where now I roll a 1. Because I said I'm a good bluffer.
I mean, you're right. You did.
Wow.
Incredible. Incredible.
I think pretty uncanny, Matthew.
Since I called that, I should get a reroll.
Nope.
I think just in the
you have offended someone.
in the name of dramatic irony.
Yeah, that accent was pushing it a little too far, Matthew.
That's just hurtful. That's hurtful. But
so after that exchange, the two Vesk look at each other and just like look at each other in the eyes. And one of them turns back to you and punches you squarely in the face.
Fortunately, my face is a titanium screen.
Yeah, he cracks part of the screen. And he cracks part of his knuckle, and then he cracks his knuckles. And the Shobodne guards come over. They're like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "They're not gonna cut you any discount." So the price is 19,400, and they will buy your stuff back grudgingly at the 10% of its value.
What would 10% of its value be?
Well, whatever its value is, 10% of that.
The Defrex side would be about 200.
About 200?
225 because it's 2250 because that's the same one I've got.
Okay.
You get 10% of something. You just divide by 10.
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
Decimal over once.
Okay.
Move your decimal over 1, yeah. How much is this rifle?
Rifle is probably one of the more expensive items, I'm betting.
That's what I'm hoping. So if I can get some money out of this rifle, I'll be like, yeah, some rifle.
What's the rifle called?
Oh, it's the
Red Star Plasma Rifle.
Red Star Plasma Rifle. Here we go.
What are you getting to replace the rifle?
I was trying to get a roto laser and a grenade launcher.
Grenade launcher.
Yeah.
Grenade launchers, long arms?
Heavy.
I just want to make sure that you're not.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a heavy weapon. You're not proficient in those.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a bummer. So I probably don't want that.
What about the roto laser? What type of weapon is that?
That's what I'm looking at. It's also heavy. Man.
Yeah.
All right, we will come back to you, Quentin. They
I'm hurt.
punch from the Vesk really scattered your circuits there for a moment.
It punched me in the face, and now I'm sad.
Oh. And you've got nothing to show for it.
Yeah, they didn't take his money.
Yeah, there you go. You could certainly sell your Defrex side for better Defrex side if you want. But you can also get back to me later if you need to recalculate everything based off of.
I will, yeah, because I've spent like literally the last 10 or 15 minutes putting together numbers. So
and then it's like, wait a minute, none of those work. Yep.
I can't use any of that. Crap cakes.
The Red Star Plasma Rifle, by the way, is worth 4,600 base, so it would be like 460 credits back to you. Yep.
Okay. My current armor is like gonna give me like 100 credits.
Yeah. Skritic or Amu, was there any more shopping you guys needed to do?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, since I've already gone, if Amu wants to go, he can, yeah.
So, Rob has a couple questions before Amu makes decisions. We should be getting
a couple of answers. This is weird.
Do you get used to it? We should be getting a feat at our next level, correct?
Yes.
But we did level up. We leveled up in the middle of the.
Yes.
Right before we fought the guy.
I think before last session. Yeah.
Yeah, before.
Right in the middle of the queue.
I will hold off on armor upgrade then, so as I can.
Get better proficiency.
Yeah, I was looking at heavy armor because
that'd be good for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Who the crap cares about my dex modifier?
Right, your dex modifier is terrible, and your speed isn't great anyway. So like, whatever.
Yeah.
You probably have the strength for you to qualify for the feat. So yeah.
I was quite strong. Yeah.
Which then I guess getting heavy armor still wouldn't be a terrible idea, except for I lose. Where's that? I take a penalty to attack rolls while wearing the heavy armor. Correct.
Yeah.
What is the penalty?
Armor proficiency. If you're not proficient, ooh, yikes! This is devastating. You probably don't want this. If you're wearing armor with which you are not proficient, you take a -4 penalty to both EAC and KAC.
Oh, take. Well,
so it's pretty terrible. Now, if you wanted, I would allow with some time. As you guys had just leveled to level 6, if there's another feat you have that you don't care about, like that you would want heavy armor proficiency more for, I would allow you to retrain out of that feat. I might charge you a little bit of credits, or it might just take some time to do it. But if you think that that's a good idea, I would allow that.
Are my feats on this character sheet? There they are. Feats, proficiencies. I have bodyguard. What?
This is one way to learn your abilities.
Add a +2 bonus to an adjacent ally's AC is
yeah.
I'm assuming I completely forgot about that during most of our last few fights.
I'm betting so. I know I did. Well, I don't really remember all of your guys' abilities. I remember some of them.
Yeah. Would I be able to retrain bodyguard?
Yeah, that seems like an excellent one, considering we haven't even been giving you the benefit of it, I think. And heavy armor proficiency is easier for you to remember anyway, because you just factor it into the sheet.
Oh boy. Do I need to...
Static bonuses, always great.
Yep.
Do I need to do any sort of extra cost on that, or will it be just...
I'm going to give you that one for free. Yeah.
Okay. Appreciated.
No problem. We charge you by that feat never coming up.
Yeah. Bodyguard seems like a very Rob feat to take, that I completely forgot about. All right, so yes, I need to speak with the Vesks.
Of course.
As we would like to purchase some Vesk overplate.
One of them is shaking their hand as the Shobad guard scolds them, and he just shrugs and is like, "Worth it." Oh, yes.
Oh, we have recently learned how to manage with better armor, and would like recommendations on how. Would like your expert recommendations on what would be best for us.
Like, so you're new to wearing the heavy stuff, eh? Okay, well, we can get you some nice. How about ceremonial plate? That should be good. Or maybe Formian hide. That might look good for you.
Ooh, we did see the Formian in action in their first race. They seemed pretty solid.
Yeah, we've got some decent little Formian hide right here. Advanced Formian hide.
That would work. Are we able to do any sort of upgrades to it? One of the problems we've been running into is most of our compatriots are considerably quicker than we are. Like that's an augmentation.
You can have upgrades in them. Yeah. So we can speed that up.
Might not need that. I don't know that there's an actual armor upgrade for faster movement. I've been pulling up like 15 different things, and it looks like that's an augmentation that Amu will install himself.
Oh yeah. The personal upgrades.
Yeah, personal upgrades, biotech, and cybernetic augmentations.
Well, you can get the mobility enhancers. That's what you really want. They're not gonna speed you up, but they're gonna keep you from being any slower due to unwieldy armor.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can get the Mark 1 or the Mark 2. The Mark 1 is all you'd need for something like the Formian hide. If you did something a little more cumbersome, you might need the Mark 2. So the Mark 1 type reduces the armor speed adjustment by 5 feet, and the 2 is 10 feet. So it's just reducing the penalty, basically. And so that if you sped yourself up, you just have a higher speed. So Mobility Enhancer 1 is 1,500 credits, and it does take an armor upgrade slot, though. And it can only be installed into heavy armor.
All right.
And it
Formian hide has 2.
Increase the speed of the armor. It's only decreasing the penalty, basically, yeah.
Yeah, I think I have 2 other armor upgrades that I want in here. So I will go with the speed suspension for Amu doing that himself.
All right.
So an electrostatic field.
By the way, if you wanted Vesk overplate, you can still ask them for that. They just recommended Formian to you.
I wear a Vesk overplate. It's sick, but it does restrict you a bit.
Yeah. Minus 10 foot speed on that, not 5.
Yeah.
Well,
overplate. The level 1 Vesk overplate is -5.
Yeah, it depends on what level. If you're going with that one, then yeah, you're right. It's only -5.
Yeah, I'd only be going with the level 1. I wouldn't be able to afford any of the other nonsense that I want.
Sure. So you can still ask them for Vesk overplate if you wish.
So I had a thought. One of our compatriots is a Vesk, and she wears overplate.
Oh yes, of course she should. It's the best.
Oh. Well, do you have any that would fit us?
Oh, well, I mean, in theory, sure, but I just wouldn't feel right selling it to you.
Oh, why not?
Well, you don't want to. I want our customers to walk away happy. And I wouldn't want you to give you something you might not really be able to use. You said you're just new to this heavy armor stuff, and this is more of a advanced. Think of it as almost like super heavy. It's the best of the best, but it's not for an amateur. No offense.
Well, is there?
We don't think you're strong enough to wear it.
Oh, what's the heaviest thing around?
AR.
Amo will pick up whatever it said. AR.
No, I said they are.
Oh, they are.
There's powered armor nearby that is quite heavy.
Is it heavy enough that a 16 is going to cause a problem lifting it, or is a 16 like?
No, you could lift.
I was just going to show off how
you can. So a battle harness is pretty darn heavy, but you can lift it off the ground.
Yeah,
that's the smallest powered armor, but that's still that's like you being able to tip over the mech that in Aliens, the forklift mech.
Amo, just give that a quick lift up, put it back down.
We have a reasonable collective strength.
Why don't you give me your choice of a strength, or like an athletics check, or a culture check?
Culture it is. Not that my athletics is actually all that bad. 24.
Yeah, so you go into it basically knowing that this is kind of a way of not intimidating them exactly, but like a kind of cultural shot across the bow of like, hey, don't talk down to me. But you do it in such a matter-of-fact way that they don't get mad or take it as an insult. Instead, they seem to be a bit chagrined at their previous treatment of you. Our mistake. All right, well, we can let us outfit you with it first and be sure it fits and you're okay. But I suppose,
of course, most gear off of Rakrichi has to be modified for us.
All right. They will happily now sell you the Vesk overplate that you need, and they will give you a discount as well. Let's do. Okay. They will sell it to you for 3,450 credits.
I was looking at so many different numbers. I thought that was higher than what it said. 3,450.
Yep.
And then would like to have the electrostatic field. Just no static field Mark 1.
Okay, how much does that cost?
That is base? 3K base.
All right, they'll sell it to you for 2,700.
Oh boy.
All right, 6,150 off of my thing. And would they take the Defrex hide that I'm currently wearing?
Yep, at 10% value.
Yeah.
Skritic.
Mm-hmm.
Bring us home.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also interested in getting some personal upgrades for Skritic as well. But I think Skritic is far more interested in those cyber wolves.
Yes! I'm so happy to hear that. Cool. So, you're looking for what exactly?
I think I want to go with boost to dexterity, but maybe also eke out some constitution if, I should have the money for that as well. Just barely.
So you walk up to the Vlakas
yes.
pack. They're like, hello?
So, what do you guys got going on here? You got quite an interesting look.
We sell enhancements, tech stuff, mold it to your body.
Body, huh? What kind of procedure does this take?
Surgical.
Well, that seems a little iffy. What kind of assurance do I got that when I go under, you're not just going to take what you want and dump the rest?
Guards, reputation, honor.
Well, that all sounds good. I guess I just want to say that, if you do try anything funny, me or my crew will come after you. And if it's me, you better make sure you take something vital so I'm not the one coming after you. Because if I do, I'll definitely take back what's taken in spades.
Understood. Come at one, come at all. They kind of nod.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, if I can, I think I'll take a Mark II Dex and a Mark I Con.
All right. So you have to spend a good deal of time with the Vlaka to do this. Although their surgical procedures are like, yeah, we can do it right here. It's like, what? It's like, it's just sterile enough.
Okay.
So you want a Dex upgrade, and what was the other one?
Constitution.
Cool. So they will give you. It's a combination of things that they do a nanite injection that is going to augment your immune system and basically help your body fight off all sorts of infection and help cells repair faster. And they actually, so they do. Unfortunately, you'd think like, oh, it's just a shot. No, it's like imagine like being in the Wolverine tank where they're changing your bones to metal. It's like, wait, this is what a nanite infusion is? Like, oh yeah, that's it. And then they put these like diodes on your head, and have to do some surgery on. They'll leave you conscious during the surgery, and just use a bunch of anesthetic. Fortunately, local anesthetic's really good in Starfinder. And they give you basically extra adrenal glands that you can kind of you go into a little bit of overdrive, which gives you much better reaction speed and reflexes. They have to have you do some balance exercises with them as well. So, for what this appears for other people, like you can tell when Skritic kind of activates some of these things, even though they're kind of always on. But like the con ones don't matter most of the time, except sometimes you see nanites repairing his skin, or like if he gets poisoned or something like that, they'll fight off the venom, and you'll be able to see them. For his Dex, some they again, there's the extra adrenal glands that you can almost see firing, and then they are also going to they have to surgically replace some key muscles and tendons with just it's another biomaterial actually, but they're much stronger, such that you have like near perfect balance and things like that.
Nice.
So like, all right, ready to go. Let us know when you're into anything heavier, because they are wearing like data jacks. They've got spinal strut. Them have like optical lasers attached their where their eyes would be, or they've got dermal plating on their skin, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll look you up next big payday I get.
Like, you also note that the Vlaka pack seems to react quite well to no one to like basically saying the least amount you need to say earns like a respectful nod from them, and going on at length, they start to look at each other and look at those people disdainfully. So you get along with them quite well.
Yeah.
They're also kind of tough survivalists, but also cyborgs.
Business is done here. Good day.
I said good day.
It's a good day, sir. All right. Wow. That was a lot of shopping. And Matthew, you will get another chance once we figure out what items you want. We'll figure that out. But if anybody else thinks of something, let me know.
Yes.
But for now, I think that will wrap it up here at Baracus the Bootlegger's Boundless Bazaar in the frozen wastes of southern Akaton.
Oh, Kevin, everybody loves hot haggling action, and I think we got plenty of that this week on Critical Hit. Thank you, everybody, for checking us out. Again, if you have any comments, tell you what, the Discord server is really hopping, and that's no relation to our frog friends that have appeared in the show previously. But if you want to go over and hang out with some really cool people and see who else is engaging with Critical Hit, go check out our Discord server. Come in, say hi, hang out. It's totally free to join. And like I said, meet some really cool people. And I'm almost promising that one of your future dice rolls when you join our Discord server will be a critical hit.
This podcast is copyright 2021 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.
This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar. I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.